Hi and welcome to my channel. This summer has been filled with adventures, and one of those adventures was visiting the first ever Norwegian book town. I don't know if the expression book town makes sense to you at all, but in this case it's a very small town in the middle of nowhere where it's just a lot of books. Over 150,000 books to be exact, or not exact at all. And by coincidence, this little book town is placed quite near where I grew up, so I have quite the attachment to this place. Before I start talking about this year's visit and my frustrations with it, I'll take you on a little journey, because I've been here before. And the first time I visited this place was when I was around 11 years old. We went on a school trip. And before I went out the door, my dad asked me why I haven't asked him for money. And it's not like I'm going to buy books or anything. I thought that was kind of funny. I still remember it today because I was really not planning on buying books. I did not read, so what was the point in having money for books? It didn't make sense. Luckily, I got the money because I later discovered that they also sold vinyl records and ice cream. So the trip was a success. I also bought The Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson, and I even read that book at that time, so it couldn't have gone any better. But now we're back in 2023 and I was pretty hyped because I read a lot of books and now I wanted to see what books I could find, or if I even could find some cool editions of books that I haven't realized I needed in my life. So Fjærland, where this book town is situated, is one of the most beautiful places I know. It's a gorgeous place just to hang around, and I would say I recommend this place for that reason alone. This summer I actually brought a lot fewer books with me because I wanted the more spur of the moment feeling, finishing a book and then going to a bookshop and just find a new jewel. And as I've mentioned a couple of times before, like the need for a new book when you visit a bookstore really helps me dig into my brain and find out what I really want to read at that moment. And I've found some of my favorite books this way. So I started looking for books in the stores around this place. Not really stores, it's more like buildings just scattered around, old buildings that have been used for other things before, and now it's just filled with books. And I promised both myself and my friend that went with me to this place that I would buy one book. But I ended up not doing so. And the reason is quite simple. When I visited a long time ago, the prices were the same as in normal thrift stores. This time, the cheapest book I looked at cost around $9.50. It's expensive. It's more money that I would have been using if I was going to buy the book new, and that doesn't really make sense at all. Also, they're used, they're second-hand, and even though many of the editions look quite pretty, it's just not worth it. And I have to admit, I got frustrated and maybe also a bit angry, because buying books should be a joyous occasion, and buying thrifted books should be even more enjoyable because you can find some good deals and have a lot of fun looking through books. Of course, having 150,000 books to look at, I found a lot of books that I wanted to buy, but with the pricing, I just couldn't do it. If I pay 50% for the same book new, I'm starting to lose my words. It's infuriating. Also, from a business point of view, I can't really see how they are surviving. I assume that this place gets a lot of funding from the state, but without these money, would this place have survived? I don't know. And I really don't think so, as you might have guessed. And we're really not just talking about inflation here, because in thrift stores nowadays, I pay around $1 to $3 per book. One for the paperbacks and 2 or 3 for the hardcover ones. So this ends up being a short video because I really didn't buy any books at all, and this is frustrating. I was pretty close at buying Animal Life by Audur Ava Olafsdottir, but because of the price I just let it go. You can call me bitter if you want to. My friend ended up buying Stoner by John Williams because I recommended that book, but I did not recommend him buying it there. Just so that's noted. Would I still recommend a visit to this place? Yes, of course, because it's gorgeous. And I do just like being there and looking at the view. So for that reason, I would recommend it. Would I recommend buying books there? You guessed it. No, I wouldn't. But you can still find some special editions of books if you're looking. And they also have foreign languages, so it's not only Norwegian, even though that's the biggest chunk of it. So this was my little review of this place. If you have similar book towns around the globe, please comment below, or comment below if you want to visit this place sometime. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!